All right, here we are on video number 11. We seem to be on a nice roll, so we'll just keep it going. VR Maestro is incensed when he finds an approximation dot for a home that should be on the other side of MLK, sitting almost on top of his home, with profile information designed to siphon sales at in the dirt pricing on Airbnb. Now, this is a good one, folks. All right, to get to this, the information related to this video, we're going to go to publishing, or what the fuck, and I think it's the fourth one down. VRBO incenses VR Maestro by teleporting competitors dot over MLK. Here we go. Okay, so here's the deal. Some of you that watched the earlier videos are familiar. This is my house right here. This is my little neighborhood. The Inner Harbor is off here to the right. This is Camden Yards right here. And the dot that I'm referring to is this one. If you notice, it's a different shape than these. These are teardrops or upside down teardrops, and that's a dot. There's not a lot of consumers that are going to realize that that shape is significant. You wouldn't know it, but that's a dot too. You can see you wouldn't even know that. So what happens is that not many people use it, but VRBO gives an option to use an approximation dot as opposed to an exact location. So these homes are exact locations. You know what street you're going on, you know where you're going, and most of us that have good locations went to this years ago, and for transparency as well. So here's what happens. When you click on the dot, if you knew to click on it, it would come up with a gray circle. And the gray circle tells you where this house actually is. It's somewhere in this radius. And that's a damn large radius for an inner city. I mean, let me tell you, a couple blocks off, you could drop a couple $100,000. It turns out, I can tell you that this dot here, this property, I screwed this up before, sits right here, right on the very edge of that dot. You're on the other side of MLK by 3 or 4 blocks. There's no easy walk through here. You got to go down here and walk the main street, or you got to cut up here through the neighborhood and stuff. So anyway, let's go down here. And this is just to show you that, okay, so what we're looking at is, we've seen this view before. This is the one the guy had 0 reviews and I had 0 in the prior video. In this one, at least they got my review count showing at 55. They don't show 0 here. It's interesting. Instead of showing 0, they show it blank. You know, the consumer might think, well, something other than 0. Also, I like this part. Exquisite 5-bedroom near stadiums and convention centers. Sleeps 14, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 1 half bath. 5-bedroom headline, 4 bedrooms here. Oh, yeah. And $469 per night versus my $350 a night. So they've taken a guy who was sitting down here. He's decided he wants an approximation dot. They could have put that dot anywhere in this area. They happen to drop it smack dab into the middle of the hottest market in Baltimore. This is myself. This is an associate. This is an associate. The 3 of us and maybe one of these guys are probably the top producing people in Baltimore because of our location. And if I haven't gone into that, I'll go into it later. Okay. There's another woman over in Fells Point who's done fairly well, or at least her review count shows she's done fairly well. I'm not convinced her review count's legit. I'll explain that a little bit later. But so here we go, just to show you that dot really does belong to Michael. We get down here. Here's just a graph showing what's going on. Here's his actual location. Here's his here's the approximation dot. Here's my home. Okay. Here's Michael's profile with no reviews. No reviews yet. We know it was at $500. Here's MLK. Here's his dot. Here's that dot. Blah, blah, blah. Email dialogue on this with VRBO. Let's see here. So I'm having to pick up on a different issue that was going on. Unfortunately, new issue has arisen. It's very problematic. It seems property owners are now allowed to advertise properties at false locations, and seemingly the customer service agents at VRBO and Home don't seem to find this problematic. There's a lot of dialogue in here. There's some interesting responses I get back. That things like best match is a sophisticated process that looks at traveler preferences as well as a booking experience a listing provides to place listings within search results. Wait a minute, what's this best match thing? I mean, a customer comes to the website, they may or may not enter dates. They may or may not enter guest count and they click go. But what if they enter dates and guest count? Say there's 75 or 100 of us. What more do they have to go on from best match? I mean, remember, they only show 50 properties per view. So the steering is just unconscionable. And while, you know, some people might say, well, they have to have a way to filter results. No, actually, you know, we already shown that too, that Craigslist has a way to show all results and allow a consumer to make the best decision. You know, is it in the consumer's best interest to allow the platform to steer them to properties that make the platform more money, especially when those properties are not positioned on a map the way the majority of properties are? And there is no key on that map that says the round dot is an approximation, by the way. No key. They make a statement here that they use best match and they show properties are most likely to be booked. That's bullshit. You just saw in the previous video, I got 127 reviews hidden somewhere. They got 55 there showing. You put my property up against anybody in Baltimore, mine has a very, very high likelihood to be booked, and I keep getting buried. This is bullshit. Okay. Omitted the fact they filter results. Search for 3-bedroom, 2-bath should not return different results. This is good. Since each traveler in search is unique, search results vary for each traveler. Really? How do you vary search results for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Baltimore for each traveler? So this dialogue goes on and on. She refers to a video here. You really need to watch this video. I think the link would be referenced up here. The Wistia video. I just realized I'm gonna have to post the link. I'll try to post the link in this page right in here so you can watch it. The video is basically propaganda. In it, they basically say they're representing Disney World. And then at minute mark, let's see here, 2 minutes and 47 seconds, they basically vilify property owners as irresponsible people who might take your money or might not do what they're supposed to do or might not call you back. And that's why you want Expedia between us and our customers. That's in this video. I mean, it is pure out propaganda, anti-property owner. When you got 1 million property owners who are supposed to be providing this service for Expedia to make money. I mean, it's just butt-ass crazy, man. These people are batshit crazy. I like this part. HomeAway has an 800 number you can call and book a property without dialoguing with the owner. Yet it's against their policy to release address information for a property. And there's no formal protocol to make sure someone booking realizes the round dot is an approximation and not an exact location. Here, the question I asked was, are we in agreement that the property I'm asking about with the non-specific locator pin, VRBO 1053523, is 748 West Hamburg Street, yes or no? The response is, I cannot give you that information. How on earth are they an online travel agency with an 800 number that they can take orders on without requiring a consumer to talk to a homeowner nor verify a location, and they're not allowed to tell the homeowner where the home is? I guess in their world, after the homeowner books, they'll get the packet, they'll get the information somehow from the owner, but the owners give them an address. They may not MapQuest it until they get to Baltimore. Find out they're on the other side of MLK, 3 blocks from where they thought they were. Yeah, this is some pretty crazy stuff, especially when you get into urban areas. So it goes on. Let's see here. What else we got here? I sent a nice long response via Google Docs, and it basically had a lot of the information that's now being published publicly on this website. There were questions related to the approximation circles. There's a request to get Michael to clean up his headline and change his amenity section as appropriate, basically the mismatch between the 5 bedrooms. And then there are suggestions as what could be, the 5 bedrooms versus the 4-bedroom section. He's using headlines to pull people too. And what he's doing with his high pricing, by the way, is people are cross-shopping now on both VRBO and HomeAway. So they're going to take that high price. They'll go to Airbnb, see if they can find his property. And amazingly, it comes up on the first page almost every time you search in Baltimore. I mean, this guy's tied in somehow, or he's just got, a little magic genie sitting on his right shoulder. I mean, he's just got the good luck. Then I said there are suggestions as to what could be done to make VRBO more competitive with Airbnb and what could be done to enable involved property owners to earn all higher revenues should that be of interest. This has to do with the sales techniques that I've used to probably do 50 to 100% more than most of the people around me, related to being more flexible with the 2-night bookings and how they handle that and some other things. There's also a clear explanation of why not making some changes can do nothing but lead to yet poorer sales in the future, as the market will be forced to adjust out of natural rhythms, if nothing else. All right. So regarding these 3 bullets, this was never responded to. Approximation pin mislocations are affecting many with pin locations. Only 50 properties per page show. So in other words, properties that aren't in your area are getting approximately pinned in your area, and then they're pushing out people that are in your area. Michael's headline was never cleaned up, as could be seen from the images today. VRBO didn't make the changes needed to become competitive. Their sales are down, but more importantly, long-term potential is dropping by the day because Expedia as an industry name is now being affected. From my perspective, HomeAway and VRBO got free consulting and chose not to act. It's unfortunate. Stock now at 100 versus 150. And just as a reminder, how much more help do you want? I mean, I'm yelling at you. 5,000 people in the forums are yelling at you. People are yelling, hey, man, you guys got to do something. Shit. So this wraps up, what are we wrapping up? Video number 11, I believe.